Hey guys, this is Amit and you're watching Tech Dad. In this video, we are going to compare between OnePlus Nord 2 5G versus Vivo V21 5G, and we will discuss which one is better in camera, performance, display, body of the devices, features, communication chips, and about the prices. In the end of the video, I will tell you which one is better according to me. So watch this video till the end. So without wasting any time, let's start the video. Let the comparison start with the camera of the devices. Talking about the rear camera of the devices, Nord 2 have triple camera setup, 50 megapixel of wide camera, 8 megapixel of ultra wide camera and 2 megapixel of macro camera. Whereas V21 comes with triple camera setup, 64 megapixel of wide camera, 8 megapixel of ultra wide camera and 2 megapixel of macro camera. So the winner here is V21 because it have low aperture which can take low noisy photos in low light conditions. And about the front camera of the devices, Nord 2 have 32 megapixel of wide camera, whereas V21 have 44 megapixel of wide camera. So the winner here is V21 because it have 44 megapixel of wide camera which can take high resolution of photos. Let's talk about the camera features of the devices. Nord 2 have dual LED flash, HDR and panorama, whereas V21 have LED flash, HDR and panorama. So the winner here is Nord 2 because it have dual LED flash. And about the video recording options in the devices, Nord 2 can shoot 4K video max at 30 fps, Full HD video max at 240 fps with gyro electronic image stabilization, whereas V21 can record 4K video max at 30 fps, Full HD video max at 60 fps. So the winner here is Nord 2 because it have gyro electronic image stabilization. Moving to the performance of the devices, let's start with the operating system of the devices. Nord 2 have Android 11 support. On the other side, V21 also have Android 11 support. So it's a tie here. And about the user interface of the devices, Nord 2 have Oxygen OS, whereas V21 comes with FunTouch UI. So it's a tie here because both of the devices have different UI. So it's up to you which UI you like it or not, it's up to you. Let's talk about the processor of the devices. Nord 2 is powered by Dimensity 1200 5G based on 6nm processor, whereas V21 is powered by Dimensity 800U based on 7nm processor. So the winner here is Nord 2 because it have faster processor. And about the GPU of the devices, Nord 2 is packed with Mali G77, whereas V21 is packed with Mali G57. So again, the winner here is Nord 2 because it can give you more FPS in games. Let's talk about the clock speed of the devices. Nord 2 can clock at 3.0 GHz based on octa-core Cortex chipset, whereas V21 can clock at 2.4 GHz based on octa-core Cortex chipset. So the winner here is Nord 2 because it have faster clock speed. And about the RAM variants in the devices, Nord 2 have two options, 8 and 12 GB, whereas V21 have 8 GB of RAM. So the winner here is Nord 2 because it have high capacity of RAM options. Let's talk about the internal storage of the devices. Nord 2 comes with 128 and 256 GB of storage, whereas V21 also have 128 and 256 GB of storage. So the winner here is Nord 2 because it have faster read and write speed. And about the external storage of the devices, Nord 2 did not have any card slot, whereas V21 have shared card slot. So the winner here is V21. Moving to the display features of the devices, let's start with the display size of the devices. Nord 2 have 6.43 inches of display, whereas V21 have 6.44 inches of display. So it's a tie here because both of the devices have approximately the same screen size. And about the screen to body ratio of the devices, Nord 2 have approximately 85.8%, whereas V21 have 84.8%. So it's a tie because both of the devices have same ratio. Let's talk about the screen resolution of the devices. Nord 2 comes with Full HD Plus display. On the other side, V21 also have Full HD Plus display, so it's a tie. And about the display type of the devices, Nord 2 have Fluid AMOLED display having 90Hz of refresh rate with HDR10 Plus support, whereas V21 have AMOLED display having 90Hz of refresh rate with HDR10 Plus support. So I will call it a tie because both of the devices have approximately the same specs. Moving to the body features of the devices, let's start with the thickness of the devices. Nord 2 have 8.3 mm of thickness, whereas V21 have 7.3 mm of thickness. So the winner here is V21 because it have slimmer body. Talking about the weight of the devices, Nord 2 comes with 189 grams of weight, whereas V21 have 176 grams of weight. So the winner here is V21 because it have lighter body weight. And about the protective glass of the devices, Nord 2 have Gorilla Glass 5, whereas V21 have Gorilla Glass 6. So the winner here is V21 because it have newer generation of glass. Let's talk about the build quality of the devices. Nord 2 have glass back with plastic frame, whereas V21 have plastic back with plastic frame. So the winner here is Nord 2 because it have solid build quality. And about the SIM options in the devices, both of the devices have dual nano SIM support, so it's a tie. Moving to some of the most important features of the devices, let's start with the fingerprint scanner of the devices. Nord 2 have under display fingerprint scanner, on the other side V21 have under display fingerprint scanner, so it's a tie. And about the sensors in the devices, Nord 2 have accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity and compass, whereas V21 have accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity and compass, so it's a tie here. Let's talk about the battery capacity of the devices. Nord 2 have 4500 mAh of battery capacity, whereas V21 have 4000 mAh of battery capacity. So the winner here is Nord 2 because it have bigger battery capacity. Let's talk about the charging speed of the devices. Nord 2 have 65 watts of fast charging, whereas V21 have 33 watts of fast charging. So the winner here is Nord 2 because it can charge up a device faster. Let's talk about the loudspeaker of the devices. Nord 2 comes with stereo speakers, whereas V21 have normal speakers. So the winner here is Nord 2 because it can produce a massive sound. And about the headphone jack of the devices, Nord 2 did not have any 3.5mm of headphone jack, whereas V21 also did not have, so it's a tie. Moving to the communication chips in the devices, starting with the WLAN of the devices. Both of the devices comes with Wi-Fi AC, dual band Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi direct and hotspot, so it's a tie. And about the Bluetooth version of the devices, Nord 2 have 5.2 generation of Bluetooth, whereas V21 have 5.1 generation of Bluetooth. So the winner here is Nord 2 because it have newer generation of Bluetooth. Let's talk about the positioning chips in the devices. Nord 2 have dual band AGPS, GLONASS, Galileo and other chips, whereas V21 have AGPS, GLONASS, Galileo and BDS. So the winner here is Nord 2 because it have other chips and dual band AGPS. And about the USB connectivity of the devices, Nord 2 comes with 2nd gen of Type-C connector with OTG support, whereas V21 have 2nd gen of Type-C connector with OTG support, so it's a tie. Moving to the price of the devices, in the international market, Nord 2 is around $300, whereas V21 is available from $400. In the Indian market, Nord 2 have starting range from 28,000 rupees, whereas V21 is available from 30,000 rupees. So the conclusion of the video is, in the camera, the winner here is V21. In the performance, the winner here is Nord 2. In the display, the winner here is Nord 2. In the body segment, the winner here is V21. In the features of the device, the winner here is Nord 2. In the communication chips, it's a tie. And about the prices, the winner here is Nord 2. So the decision is totally yours, which device you like the most so far, and let me know in the comment below what do you think, which device is better for you. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you like our content, please like our video, share this video and subscribe to our channel. Comment what's your thought in the comment below. If you're watching this video on Facebook, please like our page TechDad. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, here's my Instagram ID on the screen. This is Amit and I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, bye.